All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today is, what is it today? Monday, March 2nd. We did not get any trades on stream today, but I did take this really nice one-to-one off stream using the manipulation model, SMT divergences, iFVG for entry. Let's jump into it. All right, boom. So this was the short position that I took today. This was the only trade I took today. And I'm a little bit frustrated because I had a bullish bias heading into the market today. I told everyone where price was going like last night. We had the new weekly opening gap on a higher time frame. We had some buy side liquidity above, and the draw for me was just very obvious, and I just didn't get an entry that I liked. I was waiting for a tap of a 5-minute bullish gap, which was like right here. We never got. We just kept making perfect equal lows. And then even this reversal trade here, our indicator caught this with an SMT divergence. This was a valid trade, but we still had these like relative equal lows. And, I just didn't want to take this. So I did eventually end up taking this one-to-one risk reward short, just a regular base hit, bearish SMT, iFVG. I'll get into that in a second. But we are going to start with the higher time frame bias, go over why I was looking for longs, and how I missed pretty much every single long opportunity today. It really was not a good entry. So number one, we swept all of these lows here. Obviously, we had a new weekly opening gap on the beginning of the week. Yesterday, we had a new weekly opening gap, took out all these lows. Now, we did have liquidity here. So, a lot of people might have had a bearish bias, but ES actually took out this low. So we had a bullish SMT here on NQ. So NQ did not need to take out this low. So I really wasn't looking for NQ to go lower, right? Especially after that 9:30 open. If you go to like a lower time frame here, right? 9:30 opened, a ton of strength. Again, we had a bullish SMT on open, and then we just ripped from open. It was pretty obvious where price is going to go as soon as we saw that first like 1-minute candle here. At 9:30 open, right? As soon as you see this candle and we start displacing up, inversing this bearish 1-hour gap at the time, I was looking for continuation longs. Now, the issue with today was that we just never got an entry, right? Like we had perfect equal lows. Let's actually turn on the gaps here. Actually, I'll go to a 5-minute time frame, right? We had a 5-minute gap here and we just never tapped into it. Okay, so for my continuation long to be valid, I need to see price delivering from at a minimum a 5-minute bullish gap, right? That is how I trade the continuation model. If price is not delivering from at least a 5-minute gap, I just won't take the trade. And we literally like 5 points away from tapping this gap, and we just never got it. And I probably would have taken this trade here, even on the 1-minute, even though there was no really inversion for an entry. I guess you could maybe say like this was your inversion here. On the 1-minute. So you maybe could have got an entry here, also bullish SMT. But because we were not delivering from the 5-minute gap, I decided not to take this. But this was a valid trade. So honestly, this was a valid trade that I missed. It is what it is. Didn't really follow my entry criteria, which is an inverse fair value gap. That's the model that I use. I stick to that model exclusively. So some advice for you new traders out there, like you have a lot of different entry models, right? You trade off a CISD, fair value gap, fib levels. Like stick to one, right? So I stick to inversions as my entry model when I'm trading NQ, and I just didn't get an entry today, right? Then we kind of consolidated here. Obviously went lower, was expecting that 5-minute gap to get hit, never got hit, right? Again, even this inverse right here, like leaving behind an equal low, like just never offered a good entry. And I believe there was a decent entry on the 5-minute. Yeah. So we were looking at this 5-minute inverse to potentially go short as well, but my bias was bullish. We still had draws on liquidity higher. If you go to a higher time frame, like higher time frame look bullish, like perfect equal high here. There's no reason to take a short, right? Even though like mechanically speaking, yes, this was a valid 5-minute short. Like it wasn't a high probability trade, and obviously that probably would have been a break-even trade anyway. And we just kept pushing up all day. So the short position that I took was right here, I believe. Like, what time frame did I take it on? The short was actually right here. Okay. So I took it on like a 1-minute time frame. So we had a bearish SMT here with ES, and I was just expecting bulls to be done for the day. Like at this level, I was expecting some sort of reversal because we had this hourly untapped bullish gap here at the time, with this untapped bullish gap. So I was expecting price to retrace into that gap, also rejecting, from this high, you could say. We did have some equal highs above, which we eventually hit. But just after such a strong move, I was expecting some sort of retrace, and then we got that bearish SMT here. So obviously ES, if we take a look at ES actually took this high here. Right, so ES actually swept this high right here, right? Sweep, boom. And NQ did not. Wait, which one was it? Let's see. This was 1224. Yeah, so it was right here. So ES actually took this high, made a higher high, and then had an inverse, and NASDAQ obviously did not, right? NASDAQ made a lower high. So bearish SMT, this was the bullish fair value gap I was looking to get inversed. And then as soon as I saw this candle close right here, I was like, okay, we're definitely going to go down. I got a super late entry, guys. I doubled down on this entry because I entered with too little size at first. So my entry was like right here. Stop loss above this bearish gap. And I just went for a 1-to-1. I just went for a base hit. Actually, I believe it was like literally a perfect 1-to-1. Yeah, so I entered right around here, and I took profit at a 1-to-1. Nothing crazy, but obviously pretty nice V-shape inverse here. Bearish SMT. This is the reversal model that I use. I was waiting for a bearish SMT to enter the trade. So, I told everyone on live as well, I'm not really interested in taking any sort of inversions here without a bearish SMT, because we still are bullish. We still technically do have higher time frame draws on liquidity, which eventually got hit. So for a reversal, I'd want to see some sort of SMT, which we got right here, right? Accumulation, and obviously ES manipulated, NQ did not, and then we got kind of that distribution back down to the downside to that 1 hour bullish gap, and then obviously we continued from that 1 hour gap. Actually could have got a continuation long here as well in PM, but I don't normally trade PM session, but I was like itching for a trade today. I wanted to take something, so took this on the funded accounts across my Lucid accounts. Highly recommend trading Lucid. Really good prop for him. And yeah, that was the trade for today. Nothing crazy. Really wish I could have got some sort of longs here. Like even on market open, I told you guys in the live, I was like, it's definitely gonna rip as soon as market opens. But it's like, where do you enter? Like I need to have a logical entry trigger, that I can like define. It needs to be like a logical entry. And I just didn't see that. Like, where am I gonna enter here? Like on the 5 minute, obviously no entry, 3 minute, no entry. Let's say like 2 minute, no entry. Like where do you enter here? There's nowhere to enter. I mean, maybe on the 1 minute as you start to displace up with that bullish SMT. So this could have been a good entry here. Obviously lots of momentum. Like, price is probably not going to come back down and retrace any of these levels. So again, this is like a trade that I missed. So I'm kind of pissed about this. Like my draw on liquidity was higher. So like, ideally, I should have taken this trade on market open, even though it like didn't fully follow my model, just because like the draw on liquidity was so freaking clear today. So I missed that one. I missed this long here with the bullish SMT, but I'm not too worried because we did have an equal low, so I didn't really follow my rules. And then I took this 1-to-1. So not a terrible day. Happy with how I played price action. Just wish that I got a continuation long here, but price action just didn't offer. Sometimes it's going to be like that. It's not going to offer you a perfect setup, and you end up missing, even though you know where a price is going to go. So kind of unfortunate, but it happens. But yeah, that was it for today. I will see you guys tomorrow, hopefully with another banger trade. We'll see what price action gives us tomorrow. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel for more content. I'll see you guys.